You know how I feel. Ooh, you know how I feel. You know how I feel. Ooh, you know how I feel. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
5. Okay. 1 second, y'all. I'm coming. Okay, let's do this. All right. Boom. Okay, there we go. There we go. And hey, y'all. Hope you're doing well. I've got you blocked. Okay. Anyway, welcome everybody to Monday night, and I am so stoked to be doing this and to have this class. And over in the corner there is, and sort of behind me, that's Tara waving. She's my partner. We live together and share this house. Hey, Maggie. Hey, Jennifer. And then that's Rex. That's also down there in the corner. And I've recently fallen in love with that dog. Sort of. No, totally. Okay. Anyway, welcome, y'all. I got a request. I won't mention her name, although I doubt she would care. Oh, let me grab my water. Sorry, y'all, forgot the water there. I don't think she'd mind me mentioning her name. She's when we first locked down, she would watch the stream quite a lot. She made a request. I'll leave her name out for right now. But she made a request for a. Oh, sweet, Amy, cool. She made a request for an upcoming class for kind of like stress management, anger release. That sort of like a peaceful, non-intrusive processing type class. And so I usually like to hit the request as soon as I can, but I thought about that one, and I just didn't think, given the week that I have had, the 7 days leading up to this, that I was in the right brain space to do that tonight, because she asked for it this morning. But I do want to do it on Thursday. That'll give me a chance to put together a good class for you. So on Thursday, for the Foundations class, we'll be doing this, some variety of, a stress management class. And, if you don't know already, flow arts, whatever it is, whatever the toy is or tool is just so great for the management of our stress. And with those of you that have gone on tour, or not gone on tour with me, but those of you who have met me on tour, that one of my tours, I gave a really long talk about stress, about stuff that I had learned about it and how it related to me, and with the hope that it would relate to other people. But essentially all you need to know is that in this sort of hyper, and this is all science I'm talking here, but in this like high stimulus environment, basically our animals are being fooled into thinking that we're always about to die. And that fear does things evolutionarily to the body so that it can react to that fear and get away from that fear. And unfortunately, with the way things can be sometimes in our lives, we're never getting away from that stimulus of potential death. But we've, instead of thinking like, I'm about to be eaten by a tiger, we've made it, I'm about to lose my house, or which is legit, right? Or we've made it like, what if I lose my job? Or what if my loved one is, lying to me? Whatever it is, right? That we just bounce from one threat to the other, and our body, meanwhile, wasn't supposed to be under this long of a stress. So on Thursday, we'll talk a little bit, or we won't talk, but we'll hoop a little bit with that sort of idea. And then, to be honest, tonight sort of relates to what I'm saying, which is why I'm giving it kind of the long setup, because gooiness is just a style of moving with the hoop. And I really don't know if it extends beyond the HoopPath community. Within our little circle of people that would come to my workshops, or come to my classes, gooiness did mean something. If you've had HoopPath before and you know what gooey means, like if you remember it, say yes. I don't know if it extends outside of our community or not. Probably it does. It should. But it is just a way of moving that is a little bit more, it's just gooey. It's just it's got this sort of cling, not, I don't know really how to describe it without sounding weird. But we're going to go ahead and work on it tonight. So I want to just go ahead and jump straight in. And I think I'm going to be playing a little bit from both my SoundCloud Rex and my iTunes. Okay, actually this is the perfect song. All right, here we go. Audible breath in. Audible breath in. As always, you can help me if my mic is too loud or too soft. The music needs more. Let me know. Audible breath in. Tonight we're going to begin with some conscious breathing. You can breathe in your rhythm, in your way, but I just invite you to be conscious of it. If you're not sure what to do and what that means, then as you breathe in, think one thing, and as you breathe out, think another. The best way I can describe what it means to be gooey in the hoop is to imagine that the air you're moving through right now is thicker. That it's silky, but it's thicker, that you are feeling yourself move through it. You can imagine if you lift a foot, that the ground clings to it and then reaches for it again as it comes up and comes back down. To understand or to maybe appreciate gooiness, you just imagine allowing something to flow. Allowing the drop to make its way down the leaf. Audible breath in. Open. Audible breath in. Creatively, if you get into your dancer imagination, one way to think about gooiness is this interplay of energy. And we've done this before as a creative exercise, but just imagining that my left hand and my right hand can both emit and receive. And they can also hold an energy. And I imagine that as a dancer, and my body takes over. That energy between your hands, or connecting them, or repelling them, is kind of the creative template for gooiness. It's like you're imagining that energy sometimes moving quickly, and sometimes it moving or emerging very slowly. And that energy is as unbound to physics as you want it to be. It can slowly fall or quickly rise. Open. If you're not already in the last few moments of this sway, I invite you to reach out into the furthest of you. In whatever manner or dance that takes expression, but just to lean your hands up. Open. Open. feeling that. Feeling that kind of bridge is what we're going to be going for tonight. Feeling this, and when I say bridge, or just opening to the idea that like opening to the idea that gooiness is a type of energy movement. And I'll show you what I mean, because what we're going to do tonight is we're going to hit on a few different what I call gooey techniques. We're going to start with probably the most obvious one tonight, just in case people are not familiar with gooey. I think we'll start with the one that probably is the most translatable. And oops, I do want to play that song, but I want to talk first. So the first one we're going to talk with in terms of actually no, we're not. Well, we might mix this in. Maybe we'll combine these two exercises. But the first thing I wanted to say about gooiness is that for some of you, we all have different backgrounds and different things that our bodies naturally want to do. And for some of you, your bodies may not naturally want to move their legs, and it's just the way things can be for you currently, or maybe they've always been that way for you, or maybe they're that way for you and you like it. But one of the ways, especially for core gooey stuff, footwork. And I don't know. Sometimes I really don't like that term footwork anymore, because it sort of implies that it's some major skill. And the way that I'm talking about it right now is just doing it, no matter how good or how bad, but just working the feet. And then, as I was saying in this sway, I'll go ahead and put the music on for this, but as I was speaking about it in the sway, in gooiness, you can sort of imagine that that every time I move my feet, that they are I'm moving in the same way that the air was becoming thicker and silkier. The floor could be slicker, right? It could be more slippery or something, right? And it's probably would work better on the bird's eye, but I can, kind of like in the old break school days, I can slide a foot out, I can slowly transition weight onto a foot. I can skim a foot out here and then slowly switch into my weight, right? So with point or with samurai, whatever you feel comfortable with, we're going to work on basically gooiness from the floor first. Probably stay here just a few minutes. We probably won't do the whole song. If in case you're lost or not sure what I'm talking about, basically what I'm saying is that you can have some fun with gooiness and especially slowness. If I just vary the pressure that my feet are putting on the floor, I can skim them across, or I can put a little bit more pressure than that. But playing with that sense of pressure, of sort of pouring your weight into another foot. But this can help you in all aspects of gooiness. combine these two exercises. Just add this super quick for a moment. So then the smear is a very easily translatable movement for type of gooey stuff, because smears can have different paces. They can make different types of contact depending on how big your hoop is or how you like to hold it or whatever. And so smears are just a great, if you like the idea of gooiness, if you want to have sort of a silkier type flow, what you do is, as you're doing the smear, as you're moving it around, you're just paying extra close attention to the way we were talking about the pressure of your feet on the floor just now, to the pressure of the hoop against you. Okay, so whatever pressure I'm creating, this is the normal smear, right? So my hands are moving around, and there's a constant pressure that is rolling around my waist or wherever the south end of this hoop happens to be, right? That's how you know you're doing a smear. If it's breaking contact, you're doing a wobble, right? Or some other kind of goofy name thing. But a smear means that you are smearing it, right? Like that if the hoop was painted red, you'd be leaving this horizontal belt somewhere, right? And that's kind of how you can also tighten up your smears. So let me bring that back. So if I add these smears to the footwork that we were just doing, right, I can start to get kind of maybe an entryway into feeling some flow with this. Okay, sweet. All right, so is this making... Okay, have you had a Gooey class with me before? Okay, so hopefully, I'm just gonna hope that we're getting through and connecting and everybody's on board with what Gooey means. It means whatever you want it to mean. It's just a style, and I think it was popular in HoopPath for a while because I was so staccato for a long time, right? And everything was like breaks and paddles and super sharp and all this kind of stuff. And then it was like, Gooey is Gooey, that's right. Okay, cool. All right, Tara, great. There, I like that one, Maggie. Okay, so, So I kind of want to just maybe hop into the next song anyway, because I don't want us to lose too much flow here. But now we're going to take the same concepts of the smear and of making that, that connection and letting that connection ground you, or at least ground your movement. What we're going to do now is we're going to play with that connection, right? And so I want to play with pulling the hoop off of my core. Actually, let me just chill that out just for a second. I want to begin to play with pushing my hands like up into it to break that gooey smear-like contact. So this is what we were doing before, right? And this isn't something you have to do, but this is me like just sort of as the hoop would be swinging down, I'm just gonna slip my hand up in it, right? And now I'm into some other kind of thing. This might be the worst setup. Basically what I'm trying to get you to open to right now is beginning to work the play between two arms, just realizing how much cool, gooey stuff you can do. You know, because like say before you were like always hopping, you know, to get across the hoop. Well now, you know, in gooiness we can trace and isolate and so what I'm really hoping for in this next class or this next exercise is you beginning to feel like, you know, like if I'm, you know, making contact on a leg or something. For those of you that are just learning your point technique, you can have one hand that you keep as a hinge, you know, just keep it folded around and loosely held. And then the other hand can be your sort of snake hand, right? You can play with that until you start to get a sense of your touch. But in the beginning, you know, create little cradles. Okay. Sweet. This class is turning a little bit more of a workout than I intended. How are you feeling? Okay. 1 second. Okay. Now we're going to talk a little bit about gooey core. And I want to say this is one of those things, gooey core, you know, if you ever want to do it, it looks a lot easier than it might be. And so just keep that in mind if you're a beginner hooper watching this in replay, or if you're watching tonight and you haven't said hello. It's It's harder than it looks. But what we're going to do tonight is we're going to do sort of a super slow, hopefully, and this will be our tech moment, super slow Gooey shoulders. And what I'm going to try to show you. That's right. Wow, that is really well put, Ariana, or Grumble Bunny. I'm sorry, I don't mean to real name people. Okay, so but this is how this motion can work. And what you're doing is so Gooey core can mean anything, but right now I'm going to be doing this sort of Gooey hanging type style here. And what I want you to do is go back to that footwork that you were doing before, and you can roll your shoulders out, right? Or roll them in, or bring your elbows up, or whatever it takes. No matter what size hoop you have, you should be able to do this kind of movement that I'm doing right now. Okay, good. Now, if I take, let's say, if I take my left foot, for instance, it doesn't really matter. If I take my left foot and I throw my left foot behind my right foot, that's going to create a lot of power. And if I bring it back and then allow for the next foot to just carry that rotation forward, I can start to do this kind of like teeter-tot, Ann Humphreys sort of A-frame kind of motion. I'll show you what I mean. I'm here, I'm going to come back and then step, and step, 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 and I'm just sort of doing this. Now right now the hoop is hanging, right? But at any moment I can push and start to get the hoop in a nice, easy-going shoulder flow. Then if I run out of gas on that, then I just bring my hands back up, take control of it again, do my little Gooey thing, right? And so this is what this could look like. And some people, you might want to try this on your neck also, just to make it even easier. If you're not that great at shoulder hooping, you can do this on your neck as well. Okay, so I'm going to be talking to you a little bit more. So, Gooey core, you know, I mean, it could be anything, but first of all, just try to demo what I think Gooey core hooping looks like. As you try it, is nice, T, is all of the different stepping that we've been doing this whole class. Believe it or not, I thought about this. All this stuff we're going to do is going to help you learn how to shoulder hoop really slowly, or chest hoop, or stall, or whatever, you know, thing that gets you there. Neck hoop, okay? Okay, now, I don't want to throw you off, but this is the tech portion of the class. We've been talking about bringing your arms up and up, you know, to try and create contact. And if you haven't done it already, you probably have. But if you haven't, you can also bring the arms in and create gooey paddles, right? And so what this would be like is if I'm here, right, instead of just lifting my arms up, I can bring the palms in, the back of the hands in, and then I've got control of it that way. And I can be gooey, I can do point smears, or I could go back into some of that other samurai sort of hybrid stuff that we're doing there. But I'm here, I'll show you what this looks like. I'm taking my big steps, but then I'm gonna put my hands, and if I push up, this is pretty important. If you make contact on the paddle, double point, and push up and you'll flatten the hoop, if that's what you want to do. Like if you want to go from, hooping in lake to like where it's nice and flat to all of a sudden up, or flat to you like a penny roll or something, push up with the hands. It'll flatten it almost immediately. Nice, T. All right. Sweet. Okay. All right. Okay. I hope everybody is having a good time. I am. This class is turning into be a lot more of a workout than I thought it was going to be, but I'm digging it. I'm just going to keep going with it. You have anything you want to share? Okay, so we're going to do, I don't want to get carried away, so I think maybe we'll do is one more of these. And so, no, this exercise, this song is really long, and it might actually get me kicked off of, I doubt I'm on Facebook still, but it might get me kicked out of Facebook if it's, but anyway, this artist is from Toronto, but we're going to do a little song experiment for you beat ninjas out there, like people that feel like you can dance and move to any beat. We're going to try a song. And so what we're going to do for this one, here's my thinking process, is that if you were to imagine that the hoop touching you, like as you move it, like as I move back and forth in this smear, that this is like a circular bow on a violoncello or somehow strung instrument, right? And so that when I am like rolling this on me, that it is kind of like I am, pulling or pushing the bow or whatever you call that thing, right? And so you can imagine that like if I'm doing something as simple as just this like old school isolation here, but I'm making noise with it, right? That I am creating noise. That's the creative mindset I'm in for this. And so what you can sort of imagine for this next exercise is that it's, that your hoop is kind of creating, maybe don't think of it so much as music, but just noise. That your hoop is creating kind of a noise, that this contact that you're making is playing a note on you. Or that like, even if I was hand tracing, like let's say you're tired right now, you could hand trace right now and just think like, okay, this is the same as me rubbing my finger across a string. All right. We'll do about 3 minutes of this. This is a pretty intense exercise, but let's try it. Keep your breath with you. You can take audible breaths in and out just for you to hear. if you like that type of improv cello sound, go get that album. It's awesome. I actually did a hoop video to that a million years ago. To show I had range. Okay, I think we'll just move into the free hoop from now. I just want to say thank you guys for joining me as always. Thank you, baby, for taking the class with me. We're going to put on more of kind of that same sort of flow of Gooey, sort of contact flow. We'll do kind of electronic song, and if you stick around, we're going to end the night with kind of a reggae, sort of dub sounding song. So thank you guys so much. Yeah, totally. I'm tired as hell. This next song is will be the last song, and it's pretty chill. I'm going to try to work on my balance the whole time for this track. I'm imagining that most of you are going to bounce now, so thank you guys so much. I'll see you Thursday. We're going to do some kind of stress management class. I'm just not exactly sure. I want to give us some space to think about it. You're welcome to stay for this next song. I'll lay off the mic. If it needs kind of a warning, it's a Rastafarian song. I don't know if that, that you potentially don't like that, but I like it.
Nations on their feet. O thou most high God, Jah, Rastafari, Almighty God. Amen.
You're so welcome, Maggie. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jennifer.
Come together, brothers, sisters. For the time is now come. Come now. When we must unite and be strong, that we can put away all the wrong in the land. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any nation. Knowing that the wicked must fall.
Thank you, Anastasia.
Hail to the kings of kings and the Lord of lords, conquering land of the tribe of Judah. Elect of himself is the 5x5, Revelation 5. Emperor Haile is last line. Run, come, rally, rally, run, come, rally, rally, round, Alpha strong. So run away, come away from the land of the sinking sand. Oh, run away, come away from the land of the sinking sand. The hotter battle is the sweeter, the victory, the victory. The hotter the battle is the sweeter, the victory, the victory. So run away, come away from the land of the sinking sand. Yeah, run away. Run, come, rally, rally, run, come, rally, rally, run. You gotta run away. Run, come, rally, rally, run, come, rally, rally, run. Babylon couldn't be my Run, come, rally, rally, run, come, rally, rally, run, Alpha strong. The sun shall be darkened and the moon shall turn into blood one of these days. So run away, come away from the land of the sinking sand. Oh, you gotta run away now. land of the sunset. Yes, no more slavery, no more pain, and no more sorrow. We have to flee from the land of the sinking sand. As our father told us what life has taught him. Until the color of man's skin makes no more significance than the color of man's eyes. Until all is looked upon equal as they are in the eyes of the Almighty God. The dream of peace will only be a fleeting illusion, only to be pursued but never attained. Until each and every one is looked upon equal as they are in the eyes of the Almighty. Until there's no more first, second, and third class nations of the world. Yes, that's right. We gotta be free, my brethren. We got to have love. Without love, you're nothing at all. Without love, you're nothing at all. Without love, you're nothing at all. At all.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you very much.